What's going on? This is your boy Lee Majors again. Hitting it up for another one, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I got some deep shit to talk about. So, for the next 17 minutes, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm sitting at my desk right now. I'm going to go on ahead and kind of talk and explain about the stock market shit real quick. All right? Okay. So, I have over 162 companies that I invested in. And this shit didn't happen all at once. As a matter of fact, it took me time actually to build my portfolio. It's something clearly that I want to let everybody know. All right? If you're going to deal with the stock market, you have to understand that it's all about how much capital that you put into the system of this. Okay? And if you're going to study the key players that's actually doing this, because you got a lot of gurus out there that's selling a lot of systems. You know, this shit ain't no difference than how niggas used to sell drugs on the street or how motherfuckers buy and sell shit on the street. All right? Matter of fact, you do a lot better watching the streets and watching how people shop to determine what it is that you may want to buy in the stock market. The stock market is not a complicated game. All right? Everything is based on the performance. Like athletes, you know, we're a piece of stock as black folks, as niggas here in the United States of America. I ain't say I meant Niggas. You know what I'm saying? Not to be racist or anything. But whatever. So here's what I want to explain. However much you put in there is the only return that you're going to get back from it. All right? One of the things that you do not do if you're going to buy a stock, all because it may not go up when you want it to, all right, you have to play for the long term. And what I mean by playing for the long term is this. Let's just say you got a company that you wanted to buy and purchase into, and you yourself use this company, right? First, before you even buy the company, you need to have already determined how many shares that you want into this company. And you never buy that shit based on price, okay? If you like the company and you want to buy shares and you want to be a shareholder of this company to sit with this company, then you buy 5 years worth of stock into that company so that way that you can shift something. Because the more shares you own, the more you fluctuate that ripple in the market. You understand what I'm saying? So you can store your money there. Anything that goes up, and I will say this, don't be scared. If your house lose value, you're not going to move out of your house. So sit with it. Look and do the history on the company and read up on the company and see how their work history is, how much they pay their employees and everything like that. And that's how you determine whether or not if this is going to be something good for you, okay? You ain't got to come and get rich quick with all that shit. You can slowly build up. And then after that, you can start buying double-digit numbers and shit and so forth and so on. But anyway, you know, if you want to use the stock market to make money off of, all you got to do is that when you need to finance something, right? Go in, skim a little bit off the top. You understand what I'm saying? If you got enough in there, sell a few shares, wait, and then buy back the shit that you done sold. But still stick with the company. You ain't got to sell all your shares. You can sell some of it. Companies need money. That shit is just way simple. Companies, they need capital to function off of. So I'm telling all of y'all out there, if you're going to deal with the stock market, know what you're doing. All right? Know what you're doing. Meaning, if you're going to put $30,000 into whatever, banks, Nike, whatever you choose to buy, stick with it. You can check the market and see if it goes up or down. But in the meantime, you want to own as much stuff as you use as much as possible. Why? Because the economy could use the money and these businesses could use the money, and they pay you for using your money. It's just as simple as that. All right? I bought over 162 companies. I'm investing what? I say anywhere from $10,000 a year for the next 7 years. By the time I hit 50, I've been to hit like $1 million, what, $1.2 million? People don't know about compounding. That's the whole point of this. People don't know about compounding. So between the stocks and whatever other investments that you got, you have to look at the overall percentage of interest that you earn on all your shit. And that's how you boil it down to one job of working one job. That's how you do that shit. Now, I will say this. You don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. You could diversify. You could do any of that. But pick some shit that you like. Pick some shit that you like. That's all you got to do. If you like Hennessy, get Hennessy. If you like motherfucking buying shit from CVS, buy some CVS. If you think CVS served the community well, then purchase some CVS stock. But you got to make sure, you can't just put a few dollars in there and this is the problem I have with my people, yo. Shit ain't going to happen overnight. If you're going to purchase CVS stock, purchase 3 years worth at maybe $200-$300 a month for 2 to 3 years. Put some money in the system of that shit. That's when you're going to see your return. You don't get shit off of taking $10 to Vegas, man. All right? So you can't be scared or whatever. Investing is something that, that has to gather momentum. And then once when the momentum is built, you have a nice economic, flux and energy going, and you're doing business, and the community is coming to you, and people are relying on you for them to conduct the service, then so forth and so on. The market is only going to pay your ass back what the fuck you put into it. This is why Warren Buffett been doing this shit since 1932. He's supposed to be a fucking billionaire. All right? If I tell you do 800 motherfucking push-ups, you understand what I'm saying, every day for a year, you not going to get strong? Yes, you're going to get strong. Not only are you going to get strong, but your strength is going to double. Your endurance, the payoff is like that. It's like life, life expectancies, policies in the bank for your life expectancy. So you are what you put into, the amount of what you put into the market. All right? Me, one of the things that I'm good at doing is, I invested into at least 25 different financial institutions, banks, all of that shit. Mortgage loan companies and all of that. Why? Because people are going to forever need money to finance shit. And guess what? There's only but so much that you could do when you save a shitload of cash. One time, I saved up $35,000 in cash, and I had to find shelters for that shit. And if you put it in the bank, they're going to tax that shit because you got to tell them where the shit come from. So what do? You put that shit to work. You put it to work. So you put it in CD certificates that earn interest. You know what I'm saying? What you call bank investing. So if you can afford to let some shit sit in the bank for a long period of time and don't touch it, that's good. It's good to have that discipline to be able to sit on shit. Okay? So when you guys go, to invest in these different categories, you have to ask yourself, what is the amount that you want to invest into? Now, look, you can put $10,000 in the market and not put nothing else in there, and you'll still make money. You can put $10,000 in the stock market and not put nothing else in there, and you will still make money. And you can let that bitch sit in there for like maybe 10, 12 years. All right. It's all about what is conducive and what is applicable and what is necessary for you. You could do a Roth IRA, all right, for your retirement, or you could literally save your own retirement. Now, CDs, laddering CDs is definitely good. And I say this, and I'm not going to tea and biscuits this shit. And what I mean by tea and biscuits this shit, all right, I'm not going to speak in extensive vocabulary whereas though people don't understand it or try to like sound more smart than the average person. So, I mean, even though I can do that, I ain't got no problem with that. But I'm going to break it down within simplest terms and use things that y'all could actually relate to within explaining this shit, because money has a language. The way that this finance is dealt with in this country has a language. All right. And even though that you may have been living 30, 40, 50 years, y'all motherfuckers really don't know shit on how this shit work. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Because the stuff that I got to share with y'all, I'm trying to tell you, is really going to change your whole attitude on looking at this and to build a financial engine. And you could use the same money countless times over and over again without all that inflation shit. You know, you have to lock your wealth in. You know what I'm saying? You have to lock your wealth in by making these sheer investments that's going to do nothing but work for you. And guess what? People always need capital to run shit. A bank commodity is fucking money. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they do. You keep your money in the bank. If you got $1,000 in the bank, they loan your shit out for 8 times, you know what I'm saying, 8 to 10 to 17 times more than what the fuck they paying you for it. And you need to know that, right? So guess what? So if they gonna use your money, you need to use them, which it makes perfect sense. So guess what? Look for the highest interest paying accounts that you can put your fucking money into and purchase that and sit on that shit. An amount that you can deal with not paying attention to, or that you would want to put in there. See, mathematically, you have to do the pre-math on how long it's going to take. All right. Now, if for all of those who make $50,000, $60,000 a year, if you was to invest $10,000 a year for the next 10 years in the stock market, you already would be at $1 million. And that's no bullshit, because the interest run faster. People don't know the power of compounding, man. And this is one of the things that they use against motherfuckers to keep motherfuckers in debt. But you could turn that shit around. All right? You could turn it right around. And you could be free of a whole lot of shit. So all of y'all out there that's using all these products that's going out, buy stock in the shit that you like. I got stock in CVS. I no longer pay for CVS products. My stock paid for my stuff for me. Same thing with my telephone bill. I own stock in Cricket. All the shit that I use, Fitbit, smartwatch, all of that shit, I bought stocks into. I like Coca-Cola, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I like Coke. Fuck Pepsi. I like Coke. You understand what I'm saying? So I bought stock in Coca-Cola. I use these things. I eat chicken. I bought stock in some chicken companies. All of that shit. And even though I don't wear this shit, all that Louis Vuitton and shit, Hennessy and all that, I bought stock in all of that shit. I bought stock in all of that, yo. Because my people use this. Anything that got anything to do with black culture, and I ain't being racist or nothing more here, I bought stock in too, because guess what? They bought stock into us. So why not do the same thing? Why not do the same thing? These are certain different issues here that need to be talked about, man. You know what I'm saying? If you work for Amazon, buy stock in Amazon. You work for Amazon. Buy a shitload of stock in Amazon. All it's doing is helping you. If you shop at the 7-Eleven, buy stock in 7-Eleven. Then everything that you buy stock into becomes for free because the stocks are paying for it. And all you're doing is putting money into it. So it's paying for itself. That's it. Same thing with your household. If you buying a house, you putting money into your house and the equity goes up. This shit is not fucking rocket science. Even when it comes down to selling drugs, yo. And I ain't telling people how to sell drugs, and I know it's negative, but excuse us for every black man in America having to have traps and shit and all types of fucking, booby traps and fucking pitfalls that they set up for motherfuckers to improve the fucking jail industries and shit and to keep niggas in court. So they can keep getting some motherfucking money and the lawyers can keep getting paid, and this shit is just one big fucked up cycle. So information is power, y'all. Information is motherfucking power. You understand what I'm saying? Even down to the rap game, yo. Even every fucking thing that you can imagine is stocked in somewhere. It may not be on the market, it may be named under something else, but yeah. Even when it comes to the strip clubs, it's stock in that. The women are the stock in that. Women are stock. They produce. Even a man. So we have to understand how much do we want to invest into these different categories and what the fuck we trying to do. And if that's the case, then you got to stick your fucking fist into it. You can't just sit there and be half-assing and be scared. Because if you could pay rent, you understand what I'm saying, and you could buy liquor and shit, then you can go ahead and purchase some stocks. You can pay for some eyelashes and weave and all that other dumb-ass, bum-ass shit. Then y'all could go on ahead and then you could buy stock that's, you know what I'm saying, you can invest into yourself. All right? Now, the saving thing is one thing. But in order to deal with money, you have to put it to work. And you cannot allow the money to sit still. Keep on putting it into different things and keep on working the money. That's how you actually flip it. So if you get up to $100,000, re-break that $100,000 down and put it back out on the streets. Meaning I use streets metaphorically in the sense of putting it to work into all these other different financial entities that will pay you interest on the money that you compounded and saved. And they're going to pay you for it. So if you put $100,000 into these entities that pay you 10.8% interest, the interest on $100,000, that 10.8%, that's like a whole nother yearly salary for somebody's paycheck to be working. And your money is working for you. So you put it in the market. Businesses need money. It don't need to sit in a savings account. That's only for like cats that got to pay bills, or to me, savings accounts. And I'm not saying nothing bad about it, because you can save up. You can practice that shit. But that's what it's for. It's for practicing that. You know what I'm saying? Savings accounts, they offer those so that way that this is how the banks make their money. Like I said, you store your money in the banks. You pay the bank. That's why they charge you $8 a month for a maintenance fee, because you store your wealth at a bank. This is what you do. Understand what a bank job is. Once when you know the job criteria and what these titles and what these words and shit mean, you could better make fuller decisions. And it's been a minute since I done threw up another new video. Because everybody, they acting like financial geniuses right now. You know what I'm saying? But, here's something I want to show real quick. It ain't much, but I went out and I got a poster board, you understand what I'm saying, of all the directions of where I got my money going. All right? This is what you need. You need a planned poster board. All right? From the stock market accounts to my breakdown far as my bills and stuff for the house, and me investing into my home. And then what else? My envelope system. And let me explain this to y'all. The envelope system is a crucial system, yo. Because right here, I have food, gas, rent, lights, work expense, OPS funding, meaning operational fund, a car fund, a truck fund, travel fee fund, household fund, investment fund. You know what I'm saying? And for my company, Verse for Verse Inc., I have a fund for that. Now, my food fund is $500, which I keep. You know what I'm saying? And this is the envelope fund, meaning I deal with cash. This is in-house shit. So I don't even have to deal with my accounts in the bank, all right? Because I have a household system on how I circulate cash around the house, and everything has its fund. All right, we never run out of food because I have an envelope fund for that shit that I keep that I make sure that $500 is in there at all times. I keep a gas fund. We never run out of gas. This is how you have to make these sectors of putting your money to work. Lights. We don't use $500 a month worth of lights. So I have an envelope for that. Work expense. Just in case, you know, if my fiance can't come pick me up or whatever, I have money to be able to travel back and forth and to operate. A truck fund. We got 2 vehicles. If any vehicle break down, we have $500 on tilt to throw at it to get whatever fixed at all times. A travel fund. Anytime me and her want to go, or my mama or anybody in the family want to do something, I go to my travel fund envelope and I get some money out of that, and then boom. And by the way, on a side note, if any of them bitches get low, I pay it just like a bill. I fill it back up. All right. We have a house fund. In order to keep the motherfucking house rolling or whatever, right? Between the rent, which is your biggest bill, I make sure, you know, that we keep about $4,600 on tilt to, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that it's there just in case if any fucking thing happen, which is the house fund. Investment fund, I invest $500 a month into all of my categories of investments. Mandatory. For my company, Verse for Verse, I put $2,000 aside for that so that way I can operate for my company because I conduct a service for other people. So every dollar has to have a fucking responsibility. And niggas think that they too cute to fucking sit here and put this shit on the board so that way when you look at this motherfucker shit every day, you know, you can get quite an idea on what the hell I'm saying. Anyway, my name is Lee Majors. Get your ass back there. All right. My name is Lee Majors. And I run the How to Manage Your Money channel. And I'm doing these to further educate people. You know what I'm saying? All people who are struggling out there on how to manage their money better. All right? I'm not going to tell you how to get rich. Because if you manage your shit better, you can get rich yourself. But it's a lot of people that don't know how to manage their fucking money. And these people got degrees and all of that shit. There's no reason, if you make $100,000 a year, that your ass should be broke and not hitting $1 million in 2 years. I made $500,000 off of fucking selling CDs and chicken. And nigga, this was in the motherfucking 90s and early 2000s. And I got documentation for that shit. Look up Lee Majors, College Park. Yes. I didn't lick no ass. I wasn't signed to nobody. All I did was conduct a service. I was a cook and a musician and electrical engineer. I had a lot of different side jobs. You know what I'm saying? I hustled a lot. But see, one of the things that I knew being from East Baltimore and growing up in the streets and hustling and shit is that it ain't about what you make. It's about how much of the shit that you keep and sit the fuck on and flip. See, being who we are, we ain't got that many options. You know, and it's something that the women need to understand too. You know, being a black man ain't an easy thing. You know, especially when you ain't kissing ass. So, straight up, it's not an easy thing. That's why I ain't really do a lot of job hopping. Most of my jobs where I stayed at, I made sure I was about making my money and making sure, you know what I'm saying, that if I wasn't going to stay there for a long time, that I damn sure saved up half of what I made from that place so I can make it count and flip that shit. It's a lot that I want to say, you know what I'm saying, but it's going to be more videos to come. But I will say this. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. You have to start building your money to protect you like soldiers. So you saw all those categories that I had, right? To build a financial engine. And it's a system that I created for myself. All right? And it's going to be, I'm not going to share it with everybody because, you know, niggas will bite your shit or whatever, right? I teach people hands-on. That's the best way to learn shit. I take you through an array of tests. You understand what I'm saying? That's the best way to learn something. The best way to learn something is repeat, 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 and rehearse, and 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 repeat, and rehearse this shit again until your ass is sick of it. Until you've been deprogrammed of the bullshit, yo. All right? So, if anybody out there want to know how to do this shit, get in touch with me. I'm on Facebook. You could fucking FaceTime me and shit, you know what I'm saying? And we could sit and we could actually talk. And I could walk you through the whole motherfucking steps. You ain't got to buy no motherfucking plan from me or whatever. All you need is my mouth, pause, a pen and some paper or a recorder and listen to me talk and do exactly what the fuck I tell you to do. Which is simple as shit. Anytime where I see an older white man by the name of Warren Buffett say, and they simply tell you, you know what I'm saying? They tell you the truth in front of your face. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist. It takes common sense. And I'm going to listen to Warren. Why? Because the motherfucker still lives in his house that he bought since 1950. He doesn't wear a lot of flashy shit. And he got a squad of 20 people running a multi-billion-dollar fucking company. And then you got cats out here that's looking like Christmas trees and shit, talking about that they doing it. And you can see where all their money going to because they wearing it and drinking it. The shit baffles me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I done applied what Warren said to my life, and he's not lying. He's not lying whatsoever. So all of you out there that's going through financial trouble, listen to How to Manage Your Money channel. Subscribe to the shit. All right? Because you got to pay some type of game. I'd rather for YouTube to pay me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you can like the video if you choose to. If not, okay, whatever. Cool. But just subscribe to the channel because my shit is going to be a lot different. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to speak to you in plain terms and with low vocabulary. And I'm going to use various different examples that everyday people are used to. Because this is not complicated. People only make things complicated because they don't want no competition. But what they don't know is that the world will work better, or your community will work better if people had these pieces of clusters of knowledge. You know how many people, you know, that if they knew how to use their not Social Security, but their insurance policy, or how to do bank investing, you know, how much of that shit of their lives could change if, you know what I'm saying, they knew how to be disciplined. to save their money. And then after you save your money, because you can save all the fuck you want to, you have to do something with it to put it to work. And that's how you have assets that are grown, because you transferring your wealth into something that's going to make you money. So today's, lesson is to make your money work. My name is Lee Majors. I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to cut out, you understand what I'm saying? And hopefully, like I said, y'all can check out the Underground Records. I'm re-releasing all my shit to the public or whatever. I've been doing this shit for years, all right? I've been doing this shit since 1994. I've been saying the same shit, and I look good because I invest in my body. Shea Butter Company, my wife and my sister and them run and all that other shit, so my skin look good. I'm in my early 40s. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still putting it down. I still feel like I'm 19 years old, still move like I'm 19 years old, all of that shit. But all I do all day is find different shit, read 3 to 4 hours a day. Right now while I'm at my desk. You see my motherfucking desk? Right here, sitting up here, looking at other shit that I'm going to buy into. And thinking 50 steps ahead on motherfuckers, man. Allowing my mind and money to work without having to physically fucking beat myself to death. We in 2021. That shit has got to stop. You dig? So we gonna get down with it, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Verse for Verse Inc. Verse, the number 4, not the word 4, but the number 4, verse, and then INC. And you should see the V, the Verse for Verse logo pop up on there. But stay tuned. My next topic is gonna be on building building up your own credit cards that you work off your money. And I'm going to tell y'all how to do that by locking the money into the house. Not no banks or nothing, but into the house. So we're going to get into that. Until next time, stay tuned. Keep your thoughts on top flight. Strength and mobility all day long. Peace.